Hey, what's up everybody? Green Deck MTG here with a kind of a weird video. Never done anything quite like this. It's pre-release weekend. I hope everyone's having an awesome Neon Dynasty Prerelease. I saw a post about pre-release cards and it had me search my closet for this partial binder here. You can see the edge is just ripped off here. So this binder, these aren't magic cards in front, as you can probably notice. You can see it's really dusty. I've already, around here, the binding edge, yeah, a little bit dusty here. I was like, where are my pre-release cards? Well, they're in this binder, and so I'm going to empty out this binder. These are Monty Python collectible card game cards that I just happen to have some of. Then we have some Star Wars cards. These are kind of random. I don't even remember the sets these are from. I think New Hope and maybe Cloud City or something like that. Very early on was playing the Star Wars game. I really liked the Star Wars game. But Decipher, it stopped for whatever reason. The mechanics of this game kind of remind me of Flesh and Blood, actually, in some ways with their pile. And then this page is just insane. This is just random collectible card games. Probably mostly came from magazines. I have this weird Pokemon cards, Pikachu. I don't know if that's worth anything. You guys let me know. I don't know. And then this was a promo pack of Star Wars cards here that I believe this is a promo pack. Maybe not. Just more Star Wars nonsense. And then here we go. So then I found them. I was like, okay, here's where all my pre-release cards are. So if you guys don't know what these tokens are, I'm going to start pulling these out. Go all the way back here. This is a weird, like I said, this is kind of a weirder type video. So let me pull those out. Finish off this binder. More Star Wars nonsense. I really don't know what these cards are. It's been so long I can't remember. But they were cool. Again, I liked the game. They were fun. And then here's more Monty Python cards. I probably bought like a starter deck or like a handful of packs. And then again, random rares, or not rares, but random collectible card games. Probably inserts in magazines from time gone by. One of Rudy Alpha Investments' recent videos, he was talking about card games in the 90s and how they aren't around anymore. Well, this is proof of it. But anyway, let's get into the meat and potatoes of what's going on here. So these things here are just tokens. But what's interesting, they have a magic back. Tokens nowadays won't have a magic back to them. And these are from the original player rewards program. And if you had a DCI number and you played games, they would send you these in the mail. Just send them to you. So I believe these kind of have some value. I really haven't looked them up. I'm just kind of winging this video. I mean, this binder's really old. This was in my closet. I probably haven't looked at this in easily a decade. So we got Beast, Goblin token, and so you can see the set these are from. So this is, oh gosh, that's Mirrodin. Jeez, what is that? Mirrodin block, the second one, Dark Steel. So there's Dark Steel. Got Legions, another Dark Steel. It's Onslaught, the Bear token. Original Mirrodin. Original Mirrodin. So you got Mirrodin, Dark Steel, Onslaught. And then this, I think, is kind of where it ended. So this is kind of pertinent for this weekend, pre-release weekend. These are the Kamigawa ones. Kamigawa tokens, another Legions one here. Like I said, the interesting thing about these is the fact they have magic backs, which they just don't do anymore. So a couple more Legions. Alright, now we're getting into some really weird stuff. Single page holding this card. This is, if I'm not mistaken, it's a double foil, you can kind of tell here. It's one of those weird double foil cards. It got some sleeves here. I like these perfect fit. These are Ultra Pro perfect fits. Just put foils in there to kind of protect them. So this is a double foil from 9th edition. Maybe this was like a box topper or release thing. I'm not sure what the significance of that promo is. And then here, this is kind of a sad one. So Nalathni Dragon was the first promo ever. Gosh, all this stuff, the sleeves and stuff are in horrible shape. Nalathni Dragon. So this was like a dragon. This was before my time, but I retroactively picked this up. This came from Dragon Con. It's the only card with this symbol, I believe. Actually, that symbol might have been used on a dual deck or something. But this is a promo there, kind of weird card. But the original promo, first Magic promo. Then you had these, and it's missing a card right here, and that would be Mana Crypt. So I got all of these cards originally from the books. So people talk about the book promo. I was one of the kids that did it. I bought the books, paid $1 to mail in, like cut the page out of the book, a little novel, got them at Barnes and Noble, and they sent me these cards, and I got all of them, including Mana Crypt, which is not shown here. But I ended up loaning it to somebody, and they did return. I didn't lose it, but they returned it, and it had been shuffled, and it was mine was near mint condition, you know. It got mailed to me as the only owner, never played with it, just sat here in this binder. Lent it to someone, excuse me. They did not take care of it. So when I got it back, I thought, well, I'll just get another one that's near mint condition, and I traded it off. I mean, and this was probably around Mirrodin. Mirrodin, maybe Kamigawa, when I traded away my my Mana Crypt. And I think, if I recall, I didn't get much for it. I think I traded it for, I don't know, maybe a Force of Will and something else. I'm not quite sure, but it definitely wasn't a good trade by today's standards. And now I have one, but I don't have one from the original book. But I have all the others still. Never played with them, just I was a collector, still am a collector, so I need to get that Mana Crypt to finish this off. These were the original book promos. So we got the first ever promo, which is Nalathni Dragon, and then the book promos were the second set of promos Magic ever did. And then from there, the promos started kind of going crazy. So this page is interesting. I don't know why I arranged it like this, but I did. This was for the 10th anniversary, so 1993 to 2003, and they featured Rook Egg, which was a card from Arabian Nights, had two printings in two versions in Arabian Nights, a light and a dark. And then it came back for 8th edition, and what I thought was cool about it in Standard is I could play with Arabian Nights ones in my Standard deck, and it just kind of looked kind of fun to do. But anyway, I got that, and then the subsequent tokens that went with it. Wow, those do have magic backs too. Okay. Just got the magic back tokens for the Rook Egg. Rook tokens. Yeah, I'm going to have to look this up. I really have no idea what the financial value is. And then these two angels were likely from the player rewards program. And they have the magic backs. These are Scourge. Got the Scourge expansion symbol on them. So there we go. And then even more. So then these were all the Mirrodin Darksteel ones. Got the Mirror and the Pentavite tokens for Pentavis. It's kind of funny. And I believe these all just came to my house where I was living in the mail. Because I would go play F&M, and it was before Planeswalker points, but they would just kind of acknowledge how much you played, and they would give it to you based on the play. So I think if you played a lot, you could get multiple, or you'd get a rare. But anyway, so now we're getting into what I was searching for, and we kind of got to go in a weird order here. So after these said promos, The next ones were pre-release promos to emerge. And the timing's kind of odd. I don't quite remember. So this pre-release, Dirt Calworm was the first one. Tempest, I didn't attend this. I had to get this, I had to trade for it or whatever. I can see it's got some, it's not near mint condition. It's got some, yeah, it's not coming off with my thumb. So it's not 100%. Let me see if I can get the glare on it. See the corner there? It's got a little bit of wear to it. Back looks good. So there's something in the corner of that card. But then this one, the Revenant. The Revenant, however, I did get myself. This was the first Magic event I ever attended in 1998, February, and now it's February 2022. Crazy. So 24 years ago was the first Magic event I ever did, and this is where I got my DCI number with Stronghold pre-release. And I opened up Oath of Druids. Didn't know quite how. I mean, I was so young. Didn't really understand how good it was. I played it in my deck, which was not good because you kind of mill yourself with that 40 card deck. Didn't even know how to build a deck. I actually got a warning at that event because I filled out my deck list wrong. You had to fill out a deck list at a pre-release back then, and I'd never been to an event before. Anyway, so I got that, and then Exodus pre-release I also attended. It's a good one. None of these cards were good. Dirt Calworm, Revenant. I mean, I played Revenant in a deck. Just because my collection back then was so small, you just played with what you had. Magic was still kind of weird. But anyway, this was the card. This is the card here. So let's take a look at the condition of this card. It looks great. I'm not seeing any issues with that. Maybe a little spottiness from, I don't know. But this one is worth $150 now. Crazy. Yeah, Ben from Star City tweeted about it. Go on Twitter, check out Ben from Star City. And I was like, I think I got one of those, and I found this binder in my closet. Sure enough, I do, right there. So that was the first ever foil Magic card ever. Was this Lightning Dragon? There were no foils in Urza's Saga. And then Urza's Legacy is the first foil, or set to have foils, was Urza's Legacy. And here's the pre-release card for that. I remember I had a pack foil of this card that didn't have the expansion symbol. I don't remember, I traded it off. It's probably worth a fortune now, who knows. And then Urza's Destiny with False Prophet, pretty cool pre-release foil. And then this is where things get, where a little gap happens. So I was in high school during Mercadian Mass, and Magic was not cool like it is now. I mean, you got, you know, it's completely different landscape. So, you know, I kind of moved away from Magic while I was in high school, and so this was the last pre-release I attended for that cycle. I was at the Mercadian Mass, and I think that was a lot, like, I don't even know if I bought any Mercadian Mass. I went to the pre-release, and I was like, boom, that's it. I mean, that was September. Yeah, that was the fall going into high school, and it was like, but that's it, you know. Just didn't touch Magic for a while. But, as we'll see, here's a circle back. I got back into it. I didn't get back into it at Invasion. I went back and got this card. I got back into it right around Apocalypse. So this is the Invasion promo, and then the plane. I want to say plane shift. Yeah, plane shift. So what was cool about plane shift is they started doing these foreign languages that aren't part of Magic. So I don't know what this one is. No clue. This might be Russian, actually. Maybe. Which is a language which Magic's printed in now, but was not when they did this promo. And I can't remember if I was at the Apocalypse pre-release but I started playing again in Apocalypse, which wasn't that far removed from Arcade Mass, so I guess it only took maybe a year or two, maybe less than 2 years before I started getting back into it. And then I stopped again, like pretty much right after Apocalypse, because after Apocalypse was Odyssey. I didn't really play in Odyssey. But then one of my good friends wanted to play in Torment, or he, unbeknownst to me, like bought like a box of Torment, and I was like, oh, let me get out my Magic cards. So there was a little gap. I played a little bit, then I stopped, and I played. I mean, wasn't just very into it. I wasn't in the tournament scene, didn't really know where to play. I only played with friends. When friends stopped playing, I stopped playing. Judgment, I completely stopped again. I have this promo. Maybe I went to the pre-release. I don't know. Onslaught, definitely didn't play, but I guess I picked up this promo. Running out of sleeves is my last sleeve. Definitely didn't play in Scourge and Legions. I'll go back to this one because I believe this is... Let's look at some of these. So this is Sanskrit. I remember that was like a big deal. This is, I'm almost certain, is Russian. This is Champion Liquidus. I remember my friend played these. He would sneak these, like reanimate these and just mess you up. This is Glory. I believe this is Hebrew. And then we get back to the English ones, I guess, with... this was 20 years ago with Onslaught. Legions, definitely didn't play in Legions. I don't remember anything about Legions. And then I don't have the Scourge one. Scourge one's missing. And I'm out of sleeves now, so I'll have to sleeve this later. And then we get into Mirrodin. I started playing in Mirrodin and went to the Mirrodin pre-release. So this was my great return and my long return back to Magic. I saw through whatever I was doing on the internet at that time in 2003, in the early days of the internet, I saw they were printing Chrome Mox, and I knew the power of Moxes, and I was like, what? They're making a new Mox? I had Mox Diamond. Didn't have any of the original Power 9. I was like, oh, Chrome Mox, I'm going to go find a place to play. And so I went to the pre-release for Mirrodin, and then I played through all of this. I played Mirrodin, Darksteel, Fifth Dawn. Great time. And then I kept playing through Champions, and that's what I pulled out today. Here's my Champions of Kamigawa pre-release promo. So happy pre-release weekend, everybody. I am missing one of them, though. I don't know what happened to it. So I only have the Champions and Saviors. I don't have the Betrayers one. I really have no idea why. And then I played during Ravnica. Ravnica was a great time. I got the Ravnica promo and the Guild Pack promo, but I'm missing the third one for whatever reason. And that's where the story runs a little dry on promos. Because I believe what was after Ravnica? Help me out with the set after Ravnica. But I believe the set after Ravnica, they started doing dated promos, maybe? No, because I don't think so, because I have a Wormcoil engine in a deck that's a promo. Anyway, these would be the next big promo that I need to show off here. So, going back, I think it's in this pile. No. It's back here in the beginning. Yeah. So a little history here. This was the first promo, as I've mentioned. The book were the next ones, and then these were actually the third. And what these are is the arena promos. I don't know how people got these, but I ended up trading for them just because I was a collector, still am a collector. So I got all these. I just have the one of each. I have one of each of the lands. And this was it. This was the original thing. There was a poker deck. Well, I shouldn't call it a poker deck. A playing card deck that had a Magic back and just playing cards on the front. And I'm sure that's worth a pretty penny. I haven't seen those in ages. So when did these come out? This was... What does it say here? 1996? These were 96? For the arena promos, this is 94. These are 94. So those are the original promos. And then I just had this random page here, which is funny. This is the original unglued Burning Cinder Fury of Crimson Chaos Fire. This is the one after unglued, which somehow made it into this binder. Signed Doug Schuler, revised Sarah Angel. This looks pretty much near mint. It's got a little bit of a blemish at the top. Doug Schuler lives in Colorado, so it's really easy getting Doug Schuler autographs. He would be at a lot of events. I have no idea why I have a random Ice Age Icy Manipulator in here. And this is cool. This is something that's been added to the reserve list. I assume it wasn't on the reserve list at the time. But this is one of the promos that came with these like mail-in tokens. So I got this in the mail at some point for just playing events. And then Dan Frazier was at an event. He also lives in Colorado, and I got him to sign it. So that's pretty cool. And then this is more examples of what you would get in the mail. I think these were some of the first ones. Oxidized, this was a 4 of. You had to play 4 of these in Standard during Mirrodin because there were just so many artifacts everywhere. So it's like, okay, my deck starts with 4 Oxidized, what else? I was playing a lot of Death Cloud back then. So I still have the 4 full art textless promos. But that's it. Yeah, I wanted to share that as I went through the binder. I figured I'd turn the camera on. I won't bore you with the rest of the binder of non-magic stuff. But I just had some random things. I figured I'd pull it out, share it with you, especially because it was on the theme for the pre-release. So one last time, we'll go through looking at these cool pre-release cards of the past. But hopefully you guys had a good pre-release. Hopefully you got a good promo. They aren't unique anymore. I think every rare gets a promo. But back in the day, everyone got the same promo at the event. Cool, guys. I'll see you in the next video.